is Joyful Giving. I want to talk to you a little bit about faith and dogs. So I take my dogs crazy, but I get up around 4:30 in the morning, and I take my puppies in the pitch dark out for a walk. And I sometimes think about what's going on in their heads, and it's funny because I never have a voice for my dogs like their Kevin, who lives down the block. Hey, I'm going to go over here and eat this gross looking thing and smell this other thing, and how you doing today? Right? No, they always have this dopey voice of just lovable, kind, considerate, innocent, right? And I think that's why Jesus talks to us about being like these little ones. If you think about it, right? Where dogs are these little ones in this particular case, they are these innocent, trusting little fluffy creatures that we absolutely adore. And they also don't get it when I put a leash on them. Now, they get excited about it because they know that we're going for a walk, but I bet they would love to just go quote unquote free. But free to them is interesting. Free to them means running out into the middle of traffic and getting hit. Free to them means going and jumping on someone when that person clearly doesn't want to be jumped on and licked and sniffed. And we sometimes, though we are more intelligent than our dogs, swing the pendulum a smidge too far and think that we are somehow infinitely intelligent. If you looked at a Stephen Hawking or an Albert Einstein or the current smartest man in the world right now, which I think is a Korean who has an IQ of over 200, brilliant, well beyond my intellect, that person is still at a peak that can't be surpassed and is infinitely distant from the wisdom and knowledge and power of our Creator God, right? So while we look at our dogs and think, wow, they just really don't get it, we then mistakenly think that, well, then we do get it. But we don't, do we? And this is where faith comes in. Faith isn't proof. Faith is solid evidence. And the word faith, to start with, comes from fidelis. Fidelis meaning fidelity, same root, but also trust. Can this Creator God of ours be trusted as a Father who is infinitely wise and showers on us an agape love that we can't possibly comprehend with our little finite minds? So I liken myself sometimes, and I think you should too, to the fluffy, adorable dogs that I have. We are His sons and daughters. We are adorable little stumbling around toddlers who are trying to put our finger in the wall socket. We're trying to eat that gross thing we found underneath the shelf in the grocery store. And He's saying no, because He loves us. But don't we so often say, I've got this. I can be God, in essence, saying, I don't need God to be God. I don't need to follow what He says. I want to be, quote unquote, free. But is that true freedom? I don't think so. So in this series, focusing on generosity as a barometer or a gauge of our faith, we're going to talk about a lot of the things that God has to say about giving. Not so much telling us to give for giving's sake, but to show the heart that He's given us. He's removed our heart of stone and He's given us a heart of flesh. And that is so that we can be free to be more and more like Him, a truly giving, generous, thoughtful, compassionate, kind God who just wants us to have the peace and joy and contentment that we're actually looking for, and for people to see that peace, joy, and contentment so that other people can be drawn in, not to us, but to Him through us. Wouldn't that be an amazing world if we as Christians, just like little ones, just like my dopey sweet dogs, Ellie and Midnight, trusted our Master in heaven? Man, let's think about that. Thanks for listening. This is Greg Dean with the Joyful Giving Podcast.